All lived through the 70s, the clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Force Club! Tyrannosaurus! The SoulProviderZ.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious? Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
Force Club! Tyrannosaurus! Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine. Riddle me this. Why so serious? Force Club! Tyrannosaurus! Always winterize your pipes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s, the clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
Hadouken!
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Target applied. It's the big one. Proton cannon.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonate of fig leaf.
Riddle me this. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined,
Hadouken! Yoga Lane. Why so serious?
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
俺はスーパーベジータ
Riddle me this. SoulProviderZ.
Target applied. It's the big one. Proton cannon.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Why so serious?
By your powers combined,
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Always winterize your pipes.
Unmute you, unmute me. Hey, what's going on, guys? Otaku Jump Podcast, episode 28. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. Hope everyone's having a good weekend as we start the year for 2023. Otaku Jump Podcast is available on Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, Anchor, also available on Stitcher and Radio Public. You can check out the links in the description below. If you missed our last episode, definitely watch the playback on that. But like I said, you can check out the other platforms in the description. Also, join the Discord server, the Oasis, for all updates on streaming, videos on the channel, and just all updates in general. You can also check out the Discord link in the description. I got my host with me, Omega. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? Want to just tell everybody thank you for coming and rock on.
All right. So hopefully we get everyone has different schedules, so this might be a quicker episode than usual. But let's go ahead and check out the polls for I just dropped this weekend. So we had what is the most anticipated movie of this year with honorable mentions. But so far we have 58 votes. You can still vote if you haven't already. Right now, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is winning by 59%, just dominating the poll, which actually beat out Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, Indiana Jones 5, it only got 7%. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 got 12%. Dune Part 2 got 10%. And, of course, Ant-Man got 12%. I'm actually quite shocked. I just wanted to kind of gauge where people are at. Because, we've been getting, really good trailers on Ant-Man. And I thought the hype was kind of there. But I guess people are still more excited for Spider-Verse, which, definitely can toot his own horn since the first one did pretty well. Ant-Man 3, coming from Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man 2 sucked. So I guess maybe people are still not totally this is going to be a great movie yet. I get it. But based on the trailers, man, I've been pretty impressed with what I've seen. I can't wait to see it next month. But what do you think, Omega, on the polls that we got this weekend for most anticipated movie?
Yeah, so on the polls, I looked at most of all the trailers and really was taken back from the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania being so low. But then again, we got a lot of people that are looking forward to the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, I had to be one of them. Definitely have voted for it too, because I don't know. I thought they were going to be neck and neck, but there's been so much hype for the Spider-Verse. People really want to get in there and see as many Peter Parkers as possible. So yeah, I think the story itself will be kind of just off the chain, like off the wall, especially with the art and the design. So yeah, that's my take on it. Guardians of Galaxy 3, it almost seems like it deserves the rating that it got, but it's kind of neck and neck with Ant-Man, which I thought was going to be a little higher. So
now they're saying I heard that Ant-Man 3 is supposed to be like kind of like a Avenger film type vibe, like kind of like what we got with Captain America Civil War. So I'm thinking this might be the best Ant-Man film out of all three that we got. And it's crazy to think that we have a trilogy, Ant-Man trilogy, which, you wouldn't think this character would deserve that, but, here we are with the third movie. But I'm thinking this is going to be the best one out of the three, Hopefully they learned their lessons with Ant-Man 2, and Ant-Man 1 wasn't that great. It was just okay, but Ant-Man 2 was just something really forgettable, at least for me. So we'll see about that. And I think Guardians 3, there was a rumor about it being the final time we'll see the Guardians, but actually, I heard that there's going to be Guardians even after that, after Volume 3. So now maybe James Gunn is not going to be involved with that, but maybe, they'll get another director for more Guardians in the future. But interesting to see the polls for best anticipated movie. So then we had the other one from last weekend. Just to recap on that, so far we had total 70 votes, and Marvel Spider-Man 2 won that one for most anticipated video game. Zelda 19%, Street Fighter 6 was 17%. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is 10%, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor also 10%. So Marvel Spider-Man 2 is definitely going to be a crazy month when that game releases. We have Miles Morales in there, Peter Parker, Eddie Brock, or some Venom characters in there. Of course, the first game had so much content and replay value that I assume that many people are going to be playing this game for a long time. So I can't wait to see what that game has to offer. But I'm shocked that Star Wars Jedi Survivor was very low, tied with Suicide Squad. I thought most people liked Star Wars Fallen Order, so I'm shocked to see that, especially since we're getting Jedi Survivor in 2 months from now. Especially with the trailer, I thought that might be a bit more votes for that. And then Street Fighter 6, can't wait for that. That's going to be a banger. This year, there's so many good fighting games coming out. Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8, Grand Blue versus Rising is coming. Project L, So we got a lot of stuff coming this year. But what do you think about most anticipated video games?
Yeah, let's see. I do believe that Street Fighter 6, and I'm gonna be hella biased on it because I love that game. I've been with the Capcom franchise for a long. It's rarely a Capcom game that I don't even like playing, but yeah. Now I will say this though, with Spider-Man 2 coming out, I could tell like there's rarely bad Spider-Man games, like up to current. I know maybe possibly in the past there could have been one or two that were trash, but it just seems like every time a Spider-Man game launches, then it's mostly anticipated and it flies off the shelves.
Right.
I'm definitely gonna say Suicide Squad. it for it to get so much hype and a lot of people want a really good DC game, it kind of flop. But yeah, I believe the most anticipated had been already by even default the God of War. But it just goes to show that like God of War has had its time to shine, and I'm pretty sure it's in a lot of homes right now. But
right.
Street Fighter 6, Marvel Spider-Man 2, that's gonna fly off the shelves like hotcakes. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely agree.
I can't knock Zelda either. I mean, Zelda is a pretty good game, so too. But those two titles got to be flying.
Yeah, for sure. Spider-Man 2 is gonna sell a lot. I just can't wait for that one. And then Street Fighter 6. In fact, even today we got new gameplay of Marissa, DJ, and Dalsim, and one of the other the ballet character. And I mean, everything's just looking really good. DJ's looking really good.
Right.
And I definitely want to try Marissa. I'll definitely post the gameplay videos in the Discord, but they're looking really good. And
if Marissa plays anything like Alex, I'm gonna be playing.
Well, they're saying basically that Marissa's a better Abel or something. That's what they're saying.
Oh wow! So okay, cool.
But yeah, I mean she's a brute, but she's definitely looking good. That's the polls. Like I said, I usually do polls on the weekends, so you can still vote for the one that we just mentioned about most anticipated movies. You can still post for there. And then we'll cover it on the next episode. So on to the main news. So we mentioned Ant-Man with the trailer, and on the latest trailer, we did get a reveal from Modok. Now there was some back and forth about the character design, and people not liking it, roasting it up. I think it was okay. I think it was pretty cool. I think it looks fine for what I saw, and they still have time. Well, not much time to maybe refine it, whatever. But I don't really have complaints with what I saw in the trailer. I think the trailer looked dope. I mean, Kang looks like he's gonna be the actor Myers, man. He's gonna be just really successful in this MCU career of his. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but yeah, he's definitely doing his thing in Ant-Man 3. But I really enjoyed what I saw from Modok, which looks like it's the actor that was Yellow Jacket. Yeah, Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man 1. But I guess they'll explain how the hell he became Modok. But what do you think, Omega, on the trailer and Modok?
I was still taken away by the trailer. The visual Modok. I like the kind of they manipulated his armor kind of to carry over to more of the majority of his face. That is interesting because when you do see the regular Modok, there's like this just giant, huge head. It almost like shortened, like I don't know if they were trying to say like, okay, like let's not go too extreme with the big old head thing. But I like the fact that you off the bat you knew who it was. You knew it was Modok. But other than that, the action I believe is going to be very intense. We might actually see some very good. I want to say when movies have these desperation chase scene moments, or just other than your usually intense fighting scenes, but it looks very promising. I wish I did see a little bit more of Modok's baby legs. Because I still remember him when they had Marvel vs. Capcom 2 when they actually introduced. No, I'm sorry, that's 3. If I'm correct, right? Marvel vs. Capcom.
Where they had Modok as a character?
Yeah, when he was actually like a character, the little baby leg kicks.
I don't remember him being a character actually.
Yeah, he got us. I think it. I don't think it was 3 though. It might be Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Okay.
Damn, I can't remember which one. I know it's the one after the 2D one. They kind of went for a 3D shaded one. He's actually in that game. But yeah, we're actually gonna see what a killing death machine actually really can do.
Yeah. I definitely can't wait. Oh, Zone, what's up? Hey, man, dude, Aizen should be coming later. He got tied up with his work. Real life, Zone. But shout out to Zone.
One thing I'll add though, that Modok is really smart though. This is not like you're dealing with somebody that's dangerous. His kind of psionic powers, I think it's gonna be like one of those things where like this villain can actually kind of assess what you were gonna do, kind of thing, almost on the same level of what Kang is,
Okay. Go ahead, cover your you said the top 10 darkest anime series of all time.
Oh yeah. 1 second here. Go ahead and okay, so yeah, so 10 darkest anime series of all time. Now if you were looking for like a beach scene or or the towel fall off the girl scene, you can just go ahead and leave right now. No, these are some very, 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 very dark animes that you might want to check out. So we have Elfen Lied. Elfen Lied is.
I haven't seen it. I still gotta watch this one.
Oh yeah, man, this one was. It almost showed you enough what a human mind can repress in a certain situation when you're a child, but then it can still come back at you, and if you add that with a mutant that came across you and is like, oh no, you were a friend, but all those other people I had to like kind of delete. But we have a 13 episode of emotional torture that begins in a bleak place that only goes on to increasingly kick humanity while it's down. 2 warm, optimistic university students encounter a confused girl, Lucy, who's actually an amnesic mutant with murderous psychic powers. Lucy is hunted by a shady government agency, and growing body counts begins to accompany her wherever she goes. The anime series of this nature would typically end with Lucy's salvation, or at least a lesson that emphasizes that the importance of accepting others' differences. Elfen Lied instead condemns mankind and doubles down on society's worst impulses with a message that implies that peace is impossible.
Oh yeah, and you don't have to read the whole thing, but yeah, it's because it's a long list.
Oh yeah, so
Go ahead.
we have Happy Sugar Life. assorted case of manipulation creates false guardians for its frail victims.
Wow.
We have. I'll just share a little of this. Happy Sugar Life basically intentionally lends into this idea only to lull its audience into a false sense of security before murder, kidnapping, and brainwashing commences in this pitch black series, which is a girl willing to do anything, and I mean anything, to protect her friend. We have Made in Abyss. Now, if you want to see something that has kind of a dark undertone, but also, I swear, and I kid you not, the one thing is the ideas of what a pit could actually house and how far down you can go in it. But also, definitely big shout out to the artists and the environments and the backgrounds. Like, I mean, this is one of the animes where even though it's dark, there is so much vibrance in the color, in the backgrounds, in the sceneries, the rocks, the grass. I mean, it's astounding. Just a little of this is that we have Made in Abyss technically fits the criteria as Rico, Reg, and Nanachi descends deeper into the titular abyss. Now, nobody knows where this abyss came from, but they know it hides these very kind of old but yet up-to-date ancient relics. Eventually, humans come to it, and they go into treasures, and they even build a community around this abyss. But the only thing is that the farther you keep going down it, you're going to run into a layer of it that is pretty much like a curse, if you say. Like it deals in the sense of pressure, but also you are slowly possibly losing your mind if you keep going down the abyss to the point where you might get to one level and you just decide not to go back up. Very, very fun though. Campy at times, but very dark. I mean, things get dark very fast in it. So we have Paranoia Agent. This is 13 episodes, and if you're familiar with any psychological thrillers as Paprika or Perfect Blue, Paranoia Agent is right up there.
That's a movie, right? I think I reacted to that 2021, I think. Yeah. Man, that movie was creepy. Oh
man, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was creepy. Keep going.
Fuck you up for a week.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So, this is a television series that brilliantly uses episodic structures of television to deconstruct mob mentality, the festering way in which rumors spread, and how an urban legend can be stronger than any actual villain because of its immortal status. Paranoia Agent, a community lives in fear over the possibility of an attack from Little Slugger. Now, that's interesting because this is the juvenile that is on roller skates, golden roller skates, and is basically like ball batting you across the head. And the interesting take on it is that how it can affect the community enough where paranoia sets in. Like, people don't, the adults are looking at teens when it could be just a, adult that's a little small in stature. But very much just sends chills up your spine enough where it's very surreal in a sense where there was even in Japan they had a terrible string of thrill killing where teens were going around and beating homeless people to death. So This, I'm pretty sure, maybe on that end of the world, hit hard with this one. So I'll move on to we got Terror in Resonance. So this one is pretty interesting enough, where we have two teenage terrorists, 9 and 12, launch terrifying attacks around the city, all of which are set to culminate in a release of a nuclear weapon. The cat and mouse game that plays out between the amateur terrorists and the police is incredibly suspenseful, but there are so many attacks that highlight the random nature of death and how living itself can sometimes be the hardest thing in the world. 5, we have Goblin Slayer. This was a very popular anime when it first dropped out, I believe, too.
You know what?
Somewhere...
I tried to watch this one, but I was really struggling to get through it. I don't know why, but yeah, keep going.
Okay. So the story of Goblin Slayer is nothing special too much. That's probably why you struggle a little, so.
Yeah, right.
But it does deserve credit for just how many lines it's willing to cross, and that anything and everything happens to these characters. No dramatic plot twist is too shameless. We have another. This is a more of a, I don't like to say horror sometimes can be a dark, because you can have dark thrillers that have nothing to do with any supernatural. It's just a human element. Mm-hmm. But another was quite more like a horror anime. We have 12 episodes of it where basically this girl's long for stability, but instead just encounters death and despair. It's a chilling murder mystery begins to play out where innocent students lose their lives, and Koichi is left with even greater questions to surround his new alma mater. We have I might butcher this one, Inuyashiki. So this one is, it's interesting because I've never seen somewhere like we have a blunt young teenager, and then we have an elderly man, which by a freak meteoric event are turned into world-ending cyborgs. Mm-hmm. Now we do see the decency on some level where the with these newfound strengths or powers, he's helping others. But, soon as priorities become protecting society from Hero, because Hero is more reckless and I'm this new thing, I'm a killing spree, I can do whatever I want, So it eventually becomes a huge body count thing in this series. And especially by the end of the series, and it kind of stings even more since Hero's carnage is completely pointless. There's no. I always think, even personally, on a level where evil does not have a reason. It's just evil. We also have let's see, we have Attack on a Titan. Now this one was interesting, right? Very, very dark. And then some people, when I first seen the first episodes, they lulled you in a bit to think like this might just be like it didn't seem dark, right? Like it didn't seem dark until at first. But once one person got eaten, which is Aaron's mother, I was like, oh, this is wrong. This is very dark. Right. So I won't explain too much about that. Many people have already seen it, so definitely check it out. Though it's very good. We have at the end, which would be number 1, would be Neon Genesis Evangelion. Now, it's very nihilistic and yet terrifying, but it does show a lot about the grips between science, religion, and also the human will to not only live but to actually rejuvenate or regenerate. Trying to gain back something that one is lost through cloning. Now, I will say this: if I won't give too much away about the ending, but imagine you always going at something that you felt was foreign that was coming to destroy you, and then the very last thing is you. You're your last, as this series would say, angel. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, these are the 10 darkest you could actually check out.
This is another one I haven't completely seen. I still have it on my backlog, so I kept hearing about it. I figured okay, if I like Gundam, then I should be able to watch this. That's what I thought, but it's another series I want to try again. I don't want to give up.
Yeah.
So
it gets very slow for a while until if you went into it thinking this is gonna be like a Gundam fight every so often, not so much. It will hit you with a lot of human psychological issues that can occur when teens are piloting basically what are called angels.
Okay. All right.
But I will add in one thing. It's interesting to see one corporation or organization that is to defend man, and then there's another organization to end man into a collective, which is astonishing when you factor in that many humans try to use a sort of human instrument. I'm sorry, I'm saying it incorrect. Human instrumentality upon each other. So, check it out. I won't say that they do not have amazing battle scenes, because these are some for it to be a maybe 80s or 90s Japanese anime, it has some amazing graphics and fight scenes. So yeah.
Man, Zone cooking. Come on, Zone. I mean, hey, man. Hey, sometimes the crew's busy, man. We're not man, Zone roast. Shout out to Zone. All right. So next up, we got The Last of Us. Had HBO's second best debut of the last decade. So Last of Us scored the second best debut of the last decade on Sunday night with 4.7 million viewers tuning in for the premiere. Reported by Deadline, Craig and Neil, The Last of Us adaptation that garnered the second largest debut for HBO behind The House of the Dragon since Broadwalk Empire. Man, I love that show. That was a good show. Launched on the network to 4.8 million viewers back in 2010. The spinoff for Game of Thrones attracted almost 10 million viewers when it debuted last year. Actually, Last of Us Episode 2 comes out tonight. And I definitely enjoyed episode 1, man. So, once again, when it comes to video game adaptations that go to movies or TV shows, the track record is not there. But I'm glad to see that, Sonic got some success. Hopefully, Mario movie does well. And it looks like Last of Us, the show, is doing well. At least with episode 1. We'll see how things pick up tonight with episode 2 and going forward. But this is definitely good news for HBO, especially with their little stuff they did with DC and all that stuff, with Discovery and all that crap. So it's good to see that some success is coming from this show. So I just hope it could stay and keep the momentum from the ongoing weeks. But what do you think about The Last of Us?
Definitely, I want to give it a 10 straight out the gate. I watched this with someone, and they also said the action or the turmoil part where everything's falling apart was very similar to what the video game looked like. It was an action, you're watching a video game. I myself have played it, and I can say 100% on point. Now, one thing I want to say though, I don't know if a lot of people even caught it, but there were several times where the protagonist and his daughter could have been infected by this virus because it was originally through the wheat. She dodged the cookies. He dodged those what was those biscuits, some extra biscuits. All around, man, I enjoyed it work. I mean, the actors themselves are just phenomenal. So I got a lot of I'm definitely going to be invested in watching the next one.
Okay, goddamn.
And that's tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait for tonight, man. Zone, you ain't crap. Zone's funny, man. Zone's low key funny. Zone's funny, making me laugh. All right, let's go. Let's cover this one. Your next one, Netflix new anime, Just a Taste of Gonji. Go ahead.
Okay, so if anyone's seen any like creepypasta or oh wait, is that the? Oh yeah. No worries.
You good?
Yeah, so Netflix new anime is Just a Taste of Junji Ito's terrifying stories. The Japanese horror is very kind of mystical, like a lot of ghosts and spiritual things going on. And if you like seen any like horror films, like, and I'll definitely great mention is Sweet House. Totally amazing horror film. But Junji Ito's terrifying stories will mess you up. I mean, it's interesting enough where you're thinking more like, okay, what's going on here? Certain plots, why is that there? Giving subtle hints. But I gotta admit, it seems like Netflix, the manga itself, when you look at black and white, and they added a little color, it looks very good. The shading is very well done. I'll tell you about the mind behind the iconic horror manga like Tomi and Uzumaki. They takes an idea, whether it's a schoolgirl who can't die or a small town obsessed with spirals. So Junji Ito's Maniac, Japanese Tales of the Macabre. Spine tingling, thrilling. But one thing I will add, the very first episode draws you in where you think this is just going to be kind of like a niche horror comedy, but slowly Junji Ito just draws you into like the misery and the dread and the cold of like just horror. I mean, I like the fact that it's more grotesque than just, America is more gore, like, don't get me wrong, like Japanese anime and also certain mangas horror can show a lot of gore and definitely even some really messed up scenes, but I don't know, these stories make you think more than just like shocked, but toward the end of each story you will be jaw dropped. So I would say definitely if you're into like the mediums of what is called the spiritual world or just the unknown, this is a really good show to watch.
You know what? I saw this on Netflix and the poster freaked me out. I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna watch this, man. Just something about it that just kind of creeps me out. I mean, but okay, I mean, I'll check it out. But it's not at nighttime. But the cover creeped me out. I was like, okay, looks like people are watching it. What is it? So I'll definitely check it out.
I think it's the gaze of a beautiful girl, and you just think like, wow, you're infatuated, but like There's some behind those eyes.
I mean, the Netflix cover didn't even have that. It was some weird mask-looking creature. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, it's a mask-looking creature?
Yeah.
Some of these are from Japanese folklore as well, too. Like, there's going to be the hair monster thing going on there, or also I think of even some new things where, say for instance, the ideas are still there of horrifying imagination that can make even kids eating ice cream into something unsettling and grotesque, almost like you look at the ice cream man a lot differently. But yeah, definitely I would say, turn the lights down low, lock all the doors, maybe leave the window open, and enjoy the show, because this is off the chain. And there's been actual, like I said, creepypasta are kind of bone chilling, and kind of hits you hard at the end toward what's going on. But definitely the settings themselves around these characters are in the anime, which are around the 80s and 90s. So to actually see it kind of unfold, it has that kind of grainy kind of even look to it sometimes. Whatever the characters are using in the house, you can tell oh, that's from the 80s, that's the 90s kind of thing. But it's just the eeriness and the sounds that you hear. I mean, okay, I'll put it like this. If you think you just seen a hanging blimp or some place called Toontown, it's gonna fuck with your brain.
Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna add it to my watch list and just check it out, because it sounds like something I could even react to. But all right, moving right along. So more anime stuff. So Attack on Titan final season anime conclusion to air in 2 parts with the first course on March 3rd. So NHK announced on Tuesday that the final season part 3 will air in 2 parts. The first part will air on March 3rd, and the second part will air later this year. It says NHK hasn't confirmed the length of each part, but lists the March 3rd as a special broadcast, which means each part might be a anime special instead of multiple episodes. Really? Oh man, that doesn't sound good. So kind of like an OVA, I guess. That's what it sounds like. Man, that kind of sucks, man. I thought it was gonna be a couple episodes, but I mean, they're just milking this. It's almost like Haikyuu. Remember, where they said, "Oh, we're not gonna do any more episodes. We're just gonna make 2 final moves, and that's it." Kind of like that, I guess. So
yeah, I
mean, I'll still check it out, but there's definitely a lot of hype with it. I mean, when the little PV trailer came out, a lot of people were hyped. So I'm definitely gonna check it out on the spring season and just see how it goes. But hey, I mean, more and it looks like this is gonna be the finale. Finally, that's a lot of finalies in there. But what do you think, Omega, on the final part of Attack on Titan, part 3?
I'm just hoping that it really is the final, because now they're just jerking our chains around. I mean, come on,
really just milking.
The last one I seen, it was okay, this is good. I don't need to watch anymore. Now, there probably are some questions what was the aftermath, possibly after some years after what Eren did. Did anyone escape that? You know what I mean? Because there might have been some survivors, but yeah, they definitely gotta, I don't know, this better be the final. Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Make your money, but come on, guys. Let's move on. Let's finally end this chapter of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I mean, I would even want to apologize to the Attack on Titan community, because quite possibly the actual creators were taking their time out listening to what the people wanted, and they, you know, maybe they said, "Fuck that! I want to actually have some more material to go on." And if that's the case, more power to them. But I could have swore like the third season. No, what was that? Yeah, it was a third season, right? The get my seasons right.
Yeah,
Was
it was
it
final season
4 or
part 2.
3?
Part 2, I think.
Okay, final season part 2.
I hope so. I hope I'm right on that. I mean, I think so. I don't know. I think that was it.
Well, I know for a fact that we started getting the what was that boat Sesu Bono with the last man. I love that intro to that Attack on Titan with the soldiers.
Oh, is that the rumbling one, or I don't know?
I think that's the rumbling.
Oh yeah, that was so cool. When I lose it, all that one.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Man, like, I know you have a guitar, so I understand like wanting to just like, you know, get the guitar.
Oh yeah, I was looking at like, okay, what standard do I need to be in?
I don't knock you, man. I don't knock you at all for that. I told you about what just like the vibe I had watching Beck, right? Like, dude, I'm like, damn, I want to get a guitar, dude. I was like, yo, like, I swear to
you
God,
should go for it, man.
I might. I don't know. I had the vibe. Like, dude, that's
it's
lit.
probably a busy schedule you have to deal with, of sorts. But whenever you have the free time, man, I grab that thing and I start to jam and like. I mean, Beck wasn't really my inspiration to actually pursue playing the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
I did it once, and the guitar wasn't even mine. It was just like a lent thing kind of thing, like here you go kind of thing, but give it back. But I'll never forget when I seen this guy just, and I mean, he was just wailing on his guitar, and he was doing the I forgot the name. It was a Jimi Hendrix song. I think it was Voodoo Doll. Or Voodoo. The Voodoo Doll? Voodoo? I can't remember. It was a Hendrix song though. Oh no. It was a Jimi Hendrix song, and I gave him the money and I asked him, "What are you playing?" And he said, "Oh, this is called Hey Joe." And after that, I was just like infatuated. But yeah, Beck and also the soundtrack to Attack on Titan. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that didn't play guitar or bass.
Dude,
you know,
I ain't gonna lie,
man. Like bass.
No, yeah, you're right. Like I was on that bass vibe, yo. I'm like, damn, dude,
yeah,
that sounds so good, man. And
yeah, shout out to the metal and the bass players, man. But like,
I'm not. I'll hit you up about it after later. I might have to hit you up about those guitars. But moving right along. So more DC stuff. Matt Reeves has a big Bat-verse plan outside of James Gunn's DCU. So the Batman director, Matt Reeves, has a long plan for the franchise. Not all of it comes from DC Studios. James Gunn and Peter Safran, speaking with Yahoo Entertainment, they confirmed that he's already spoken both with Gunn and Safran about the future of the Batman, saying, "We've talked about it a few times. I'm supposed to work together with him. And Peter, sometimes this month, they've been working on what we're doing, and he's been working hard with partners on what we're doing." Okay, so you're working hard. Okay. It says a Batverse crossover in form of a slew show. It says Rez also joked about penalty bringing the fake drink slew show into his Batverse. Okay. So yeah, multiple kind of projects, and once again, I'm just glad it's not getting affected by, you know, the DC like reset and all that stuff. So I'm glad Matt Reeves is gonna keep going with his projects. We have Joker 2 in the making as well. So I'm glad this didn't get affected, because, you know, the Batman was like one of the best movies of last year. It was just great, and it's really surprising how Robert Peterson was just able to knock it out. But what do you think about the Batman and potential content outside of James Gunn's, plan of DC?
Definitely great steps in the right direction. I have no negatives about this at all. As we know, DC and the WB, I mean, dropping people like flies over there. So like this, I mean, though I do wish that there was another superhero that could possibly hold the weight next to Batman, and who knows? I mean, we have a couple things coming out as far as we have a Lobo film in the works.
Yep.
We definitely have what's that? Blue Beetle will be
that's coming out this year
actually as well. So hopefully for the younger crowd that can boast up a lot of levels between viewing. But I believe this is just the right step that they need to take with Batman, and unfortunately the back step with Superman. So
Henry Cavill,
yeah.
Okay, moving right along, and I think this was our last main headline. Wow, we covered all our main headlines, and even before our intermission, dude, we're on a roll. So
Smoking.
The Mandalorian is on his most dangerous quest yet in Season 3's new trailer. So the Season 3 trailer came out for Mandalorian. Really cool trailer, man. Just shout out to... this is the same actor for, Pedro Pascal, man. Just like Myers, man. Just getting these roles on your resume, and just really delivering, I mean, shout out to the guy, dude. To have this in Last of Us, like...
He's gonna do well.
He's on it, and we got the momentum from what was it? Obi-Wan? What was it? Boba Fett. Yeah, Boba Fett was the last episode was kind of like an alley-oop for Mandalorian, and then we had what's that other movie, other show that last year that was apparently Andor, which I didn't really like.
Andor.
I didn't really like, but Andor was like one of the best Star Wars shows of last year, though. Compared to Obi-Wan.
Yeah. I just like Andor for him being so freaking slick. I mean, and that one guy that they actually introduced in the series that actually went and got him, the dude was the shit. Like, so like, yeah, I can see why it's in that spot,
So, I forgot the release. What was the release? Did we get a release date in the trailer? Forgot.
Dude, I freaking stood up out of my seat when I seen the freaking trailer of it. I was like, what?
So, we're getting this on March 1st. So,
cool.
Great alley-oop, because it goes right straight to the Jedi Survivor game. So we're getting that in the same month, I believe. So, and that's not by accident either. That's on purpose. That's not an accident. That's totally on purpose.
That was planned.
They want you to watch the game, watch the show, and play the game in the same month. It's like a Star Wars month or whatever. So great,
awesome.
Great strategy there. Can't wait to watch this, and I'm curious if this is going to be the finale. I kind of doubt it, because there's just too much opportunity. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be like a season 4 if this season goes well, but I don't see this show ending anytime soon. It's just too much. I mean, it's too much hype. It's one of the best shows recently from the Star Wars IP. So I think they're going to keep milking it even after season 3.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, man. I think we're going to do a quick intermission. We're going to get to our intermission like right now. We might as well. We will be back holding it down. For part 2. Enjoy our commercial break.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the sun ray Force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this bicarbonated fig leaf.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Why so serious? Riddle me this.
Haven't had a lot of company in a long time, but if I were expecting some, I'd whip up a really substantial meal. You see how strong I am? From eating all of this stuff.
俺はスーパーベジータだ。
Your soul is mine.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
By your powers combined.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the Force energy power.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine. Riddle me this. Why so serious? Always winterize your pipes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you. Perfect.
Why so serious? Hadouken!
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
By your powers combined.
Riddle me this.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the Force energy power.
Always winterize your pipes. Your soul is mine.
By your powers combined.
Hadouken! Why so serious?
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, you there, I sit in judgment of you.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Always winterize your pants.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this.
Alright, what's going on? Episode 28 of Otaku Jump Podcast. Be sure to like the video, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. If you missed the first half of the show, you can watch us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Anchor, and other formats in the description. Also, to stay up to date, you can join the Discord server, the Oasis, in the description as well. Like I said, we're here with episode 28. 29 will be... It's actually, I think it's going to be our last episode of the month. Next episode 29 will be early February. Here with my crew member, Omega. What's going on?
Yo, just want to say, excuse me, sir. Do you have a minute to talk about our Dark Lord and Savior Cthulhu? But yeah, Omega Dreads is here.
So this is one of our shortest episodes ever. So for the people who are going to be listening on the playback on the other audio formats, support your bros. You can donate to our PayPal, which is pinned. So check us out on www.paypal.com/PayPalme/OtakuJumpPodcast if you want to donate to the podcast. But we still got more news to cover. We'll be doing our rapid fire. But since it's just the two of us, this won't take long at all. So I mean, I don't know what. I guess it's just rapid news. I guess I don't know what to call it because
this would be time flash.
This is not going to take us that long at all. This is record speed. All right, so Black Panther: Wakanda's Forever. Angela Bassett won the first Golden Globe, being the first actor from a Marvel movie. So shout out to her. She won her first Global Globe in 1994 for her work in What's Love Got to Do with It, and this award at the 80th Golden Globes is her second award.
Congratulations!
So during her speech, she took the time to share some wonderful words for the late Chadwick Boseman. Shout out to the lady. She's been in the acting game for quite some time. Just like every other actor, there's films that suck, there's films that are great, and that's the same with Angela Bassett, but she's definitely an OG in the movie industry. So shout out to her for getting that. I mean, she did pretty well. And I know exactly what line and scene where she won. I know why she won. But for people who haven't watched it, the Black Panther Wakanda Forever, you can watch it on Disney Plus, I think, sometime this year. Should release before Q1. But Omega, what do you think about her, Angela Bassett winning her second Golden Globe?
I think very well deserved. Angela Bassett has been just phenomenal and miraculous actress over the years. Very strong, wide range in her voice, her demeanor, and emotional content. So I think this is very well deserved. Her career has been astonishing. She's done very well with the Marvel universe, and just right off the bat, from even some of her old work, she was just I won't say it's just something about her voice, her poise, just very good. I think it was well deserved. So yeah,
I couldn't agree more. All right, so more Black Panther news. So Black Panther 3 is in development, says Letitia Wright. So Wright indicated that production has started on the third installment in the Black Panther franchise. during a red carpet interview with Verity. I think it's already in the works. She said, we just had a terrific 2 years of just bringing it out and everybody coming together to support it. We need a little bit of a break and we need to regroup. And director Ryan Coogler needs to get back into the lab, so it's going to take a while, but really excited for you guys to see that. So makes a lot of sense. I mean, why not just finish it in a trilogy, for the marketing, the merchandising, profiting it. It's good when you have a trilogy type format, and MCU Marvel has been doing that for a while. So I mean, even Ant-Man got a trilogy. If Ant-Man can get a trilogy, why not Black Panther? But my prediction for Black Panther 3 is they're gonna have to get a new Black Panther. I don't think it's gonna be her. I think that's the direction they're gonna have to do it. So I don't know, with the ending of Black Panther 2, I don't know what they're gonna do, but I think it's maybe like a different variant. Kind of the theory we had on the last year's episode with that. I think that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna get a different variant of the Black Panther, but Black Panther 3 is no surprise to me. But what do you think? Omega, you there? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be. I think if they just keep in this same direction, but actually, if they go by the comic, she's not gonna be Black Panther for very long.
Mm-hmm. Right.
We should see an impact of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like the fact that they're not going to try and unmake her Black Panther 3 very, very soon. Very proper choice in the direction of this series.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. All right, moving right along. So this one was interesting. I wish Lawrence was on this episode. So Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon TV series in the works. I don't know why, but whatever. It says Sony Pictures Television is developing a Crouching Tiger show for Prime Video. According to Deadline, with Jason Ning will develop the project as a part of this new overall deal with Sony. It will be based on the original Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon novel by Wang Dulu, as well as on the 4 other books that make up the Crane Iron series published in China in the 1930s and 40s. So we're getting a TV show. I have no idea if this is something we need. If it's good, it's cool. But it has been a while since we gotten anything Crouching Tiger, really. So I don't know if the new generation is gonna care, because I don't know if they're gonna take the effort to even watch the old movie. But a kung fu show, I mean, it could do good. What do you think?
It's been a while since we've had a really kung fu show, so I think this is pretty much might be something that could be very worth watching. I will say this though, we did have a series, I believe, called The Outlands. That was very, yeah, that was really good. Like, and it had like almost like kung fu kind of feel to it. But yeah, this story was astonishingly amazing and almost like a love story too. So
right.
Let's see. It'd be more lighthearted. Well, if we look at the climate, they might definitely be a whole lot of like strong feminism stuff in this one, but if they stay true to the story as how it is, I mean, it just played out as a very beautiful love story.
True. We'll have to see. Zone says taking a movie and turning it into a show.
The combat was amazing, though.
Then canceling
wires everywhere.
Season 1. Yeah, Zone, right. Yeah, it might. Well, we'll see what happens to Cowboy Bebop. So, but yeah, we'll see what the show. If it's gonna be good, we'll critique it and all that good stuff. Right along. So Final Fantasy 16 producer denies existence of PC version. Quotes by a PS5. So producer Yoshida has denied that the upcoming game will appear on PC, telling fans to buy a PS5. He says, "No, nobody said a word about a PC version releasing," said Yoshida. "Why is it like a PC version is releasing 6 months later? Don't worry about that. Buy a PS5. Sorry, I went overboard. We did our best, so please look forward to it." So we know that it's coming on PC. You know, a game especially like this, it's not going to be exclusive for long. Hence why all the other Final Fantasy games are on PC right now. So, but I understand, you know, 6 months later, I get it. That's a bit too fast, right? Kind of like with God of War, you know, maybe you wait a year, maybe a year or 3 years before you put it on another platform. So this game is going to be a multi-plat eventually. I don't see this being a console exclusive. This doesn't make sense because all the other games are multi-plats. But you know, this is maybe a temporary console exclusive. You know, like where you do it like for like a year or so, or a couple of months. But I mean, for them to make money, come on, Square Enix, like you're gonna want other people to buy your game, not just on the PS5. But what do you think about this? You know, do you think it's cap, or you think it's really a PS5 exclusive only? What do you think?
I think they just try to be very blunt, especially if they're Sony too. I mean, it's Sony, and it's Final Fantasy has always been their their child in a sense. I mean, it's growing, but it's really it's just a very blunt way to tell them like we are not putting any, and I mean any effort to a PC version anytime soon. So go get the damn PS5. Like, I mean, they're very blunt with it. Square Enix and Sony have that tight bond enough where they like, go get the system, play it on the system, because I honestly believe they think it's going to do very well enough where, okay, we engross so much from the console, less now than spend on the PC. But they're going to take their time with the PC, I believe so, because who wants to start a Final Fantasy 16 on PC and then it has all these crazy ass bugs in it or shit ain't working right? They probably want to fine tooth it a lot so they don't have to run into the thing where now I'm updating and fixing probably costs them a lot.
Yeah, like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that's why they're very blunt as buy the PS5. Like, you're helping us a lot. We're Square and Sony bonded together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. Hold on a second. Someone's trying to call me. Okay. Moving right along. Alright. So, Michael Jackson biopic will be directed by Training Day director Antoine Fuqua. I hope I'm saying that right. Hopefully. So Lionsgate has announced that Training Day director will helm the upcoming Michael Jackson biopic called Michael, that will be produced by Academy Award winner producer Graham King of Bohemian Rhapsody fame. So, I am a fan of movie, especially music biopics. I love those movies. There's something about them. I don't know why, but I like them. Like, I loved Elvis last year. I really enjoyed that biopic. I enjoyed Bohemian Rhapsody. Enjoyed that. I've seen that twice.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if he's gonna do Michael, I know it's gonna be good. Now, you know, remember we haven't had a Michael film. I guess that This Is It. I guess it's technically a kind of film, but it's more like a concert film. But
by the Training Day director though, it's got to be good.
Right. But the last time we got like a real biopic of Michael, that was from the 1990s movie, I think, right?
Correct.
So this is about to be like super good, man. I can't wait for this. Like, if it's gonna be Bohemian Rhapsody quality, then you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be off the chain.
So any quick thoughts on that one?
No, not really. Just definitely can't wait to see it. It's gonna be phenomenal. This director that worked on Training Day was astonishing. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Definitely a fan. Can't wait for that to come out. And last but not least, man, dude, we're really we're covering this thing super fast. This is the short episode ever. So, Marvel Studios is developing a Strange Academy series starring Wong. According to the Cosmic Circus, that's an interesting website, Marvel Studios is developing Strange Academy based on the fictional school of the same that appears within the pages of Marvel Comics. The rumored Disney Plus series will probably be one of the more important tie-in stories leading into the Kang Dynasty. It will also tie in multiple aspects of the MCU, aside from the supernatural. Wong will be the lead, with America Chavez and Zelma Stanton, a character who will be introduced in Ironheart, also appearing. So I don't think we're getting this I don't think this is a Phase 5 show. I think this is more of maybe like Phase 6, maybe? Because remember what they said last episode about cutting the shows in half to kind of delay some of the other release dates. So I don't think we're getting this year. Maybe next year. But Wong's been pretty popular. I mean, he's always showing up in different movies and shows. So maybe this is his chance to really see how, the people really like this character. But he's been cameoed in a lot of different shows and movies ever since the beginning. Doctor Strange 1, I think, right? So yeah, he's been doing quite well. So let's see how he does in his own show, right? What do you think?
You gotta love the Wong, man. the Wong to me is like the dude of Marvel. Like he got, like, not only his knowledge but his participation and help is just astonishing. I would like to see Wong and
like Zone
Shang-Chi.
Says, Zone says, we need Shang-Chi and Wong together. I agree.
That'd
be a good interaction. That'd be a good interaction right there. Maybe in the Shang-Chi sequel, or if we see Shang-Chi before the sequel with the Kang Dynasty stuff, or Avengers rather. I mean, you never know, because Shang-Chi's definitely going to be in Avengers. So definitely can't wait for that, man. We'll hopefully they don't screw it up, but it looks like it's going to be an interesting show with a bunch of different Easter eggs and different like connections and stuff to the MCU. So
I definitely want to be like Wong. Like, you got Wong abides by the Wong.
But man, dude, this was our quickest episode ever, I think. Man, once again,
going in like Black Flash.
Episode 29 will be in February. You can look out for that. We hopefully will be able to stream on Aizen's channel. We'll see. We'll have to get together with everyone and figure that out for next episode. But like I said, check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, Amazon Music. The links are below. Join the Discord server. And we'll see you guys on episode 29, man. I hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Peace.
Yeah, definitely. Peace. Major shout out to everybody that messes with us too. We definitely appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we all lived through the 70s. The clothes, the music, the heartwarming but rarely amusing Ziggy cartoons. Now, later, who are we to look at these two fine young men and say, "You there, I sit in judgment of you"?
Riddle me this. But there could be more to the case than meets the eye.
Hadouken!
What are you going to do, Space Ghost?
I'm combining the stun ray with the force energy power.
Your soul is mine.
You seem to be well grounded in the case file, Detective.
Tyrannosaurus!
The SoulProviderZ.
Or the stone pudding or something. I mix up some herbs and I come up with a dandy glass of this